The week of November 10th to 14th on The Young and the Restless promises explosive emotions, shocking confrontations, and the revival of dangerous rivalries. As Genoa City slides into another storm of heartbreak and revenge, everyone will be forced to face the consequences of their past actions, especially the Newmans. From Nick catching something or someone he never expected to see, to Matt Clark setting his sights on Noah Newman, this week will shake the foundation of more than one family. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Monday, November 10th, Nick's shocking discovery. Nick Newman starts the week with a plan to finally put his life in order. After the chaos with Sharon's recent breakdown and Faith's worries about their fractured family, Nick decides to focus on rebuilding Newman Media and being a stable father figure. But peace never lasts long in Genoa City. While visiting Crimson Lights early in the morning, Nick overhears Claire Grace talking on the phone about her next move. Her tone catches his attention, but before he can approach, he gets an urgent call from Victoria. She's upset, her daughter's been missing calls, and her instincts tell her something is off. Later that afternoon, Nick decides to stop by Society, hoping to grab lunch and clear his head. That's when he gets an eyeful he'll never forget. Across the restaurant, he spots Sally Spectra, laughing, leaning in, and clearly enjoying herself, with Adam Newman. Nick stands frozen. The woman he thought he might have a future with is back in his brother's orbit. The chemistry between Sally and Adam is undeniable, and it's clear to everyone watching, especially Nick, that the spark has never died. Nick clenches his jaw, trying to play it cool, but the betrayal cuts deep. Sally catches his gaze, guilt washing over her face. Adam, smug as ever, throws a half-smirk Nick's way, as if to say, "You had your chance." By the end of the day, Nick storms out of Society, vowing to wash his hands of both Sally and Adam. But deep down, he knows it's not that simple. Tuesday, November 11th, Sharon's growing concern. Meanwhile, Sharon senses a dark cloud hovering over her family again. After everything she's endured, Ray's death, her battle with cancer, and now the reappearance of Matt Clark, she can't shake the feeling that her world is about to collapse once more. Matt, Sharon's old flame-turned-tormentor, has quietly returned to Genoa City under an alias. At first, he's been keeping a low profile, but this week, his intentions start to come into focus. He's been following Sharon from afar, studying her interactions at Crimson Lights and learning about her children. When Noah Newman drops by the coffee shop to talk about his new art project and his future with Allie, Matt watches them from across the patio. His expression is cold, calculating. Sharon doesn't recognize him, not yet, but Matt's eyes are filled with malicious satisfaction. Later, Sharon confides in Mariah that she's been having unsettling dreams, visions of the past that feel too real. "It's like someone's watching me again," she whispers, glancing nervously toward the door. Mariah tries to reassure her, but even she feels the unease. At the same time, Noah's enthusiasm about his art show draws attention from the local press and from Matt. By the episode's end, Matt slips into Noah's studio late at night, examining his paintings and leaving behind a small note scrawled with a chilling message. "Like father, like son. Some things never change." Wednesday, November 12th, Secrets and Shadows. The tension thickens midweek as Nick confronts Adam at Newman Enterprises. Their argument begins over Sally, but quickly spirals into a battle of legacies and morality. "You think you're better than me," Adam growls, "but we both know what happens when a Newman gets jealous. You destroy everything you touch." Nick fires back, "You don't get to rewrite history, Adam. You just repeat it over and over." Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Victoria walks in on the heated exchange and demands to know what's going on. When Nick tells her about seeing Adam and Sally together, Victoria's reaction is oddly muted. "Maybe you should focus on your own mess, Nick," she says coolly, hinting at something she's keeping from him. Later that day, Sharon tries to reach Nick, wanting to talk about her growing fears, but he ignores her calls, still fuming over Sally. Instead, Sharon turns to Chance Chancellor, who happens to stop by the coffee house. She confides that she feels like she's being watched, and Chance promises to look into it discreetly. That night, as Sharon closes up shop, She hears a noise outside, a soft scrape against the back door. When she opens it, no one is there. But on the counter, a fresh white rose has been left behind. Sharon's breath catches. Matt Clark used to leave her those same roses decades ago, before everything went wrong. Thursday, November 13th. Matt makes his move. Matt Clark finally steps out of the shadows. Disguised under his new identity, Evan Matthews, he crosses paths with Noah intentionally at the GCC. The two strike up what seems like a casual conversation. Matt plays the charming mentor role, pretending to be an investor interested in Noah's art. "You've got talent, kid," Matt says smoothly. "Your work, it tells a story of pain, but also redemption." That's rare. Noah, flattered, opens up about his family, about Sharon, about his father's struggles with Adam, and about how hard it is to find peace in a family like the Newmans. Matt listens intently, every word feeding his growing obsession with revenge. After the meeting, Matt smirks to himself. "The perfect target," he mutters. Back at Crimson Lights, Sharon gets a surprise visitor, Nick, finally ready to talk. But when Sharon begins to explain her fears, Nick brushes it off as paranoia. "We've been through a lot, Sharon, but no one's coming after us. You need rest, not more ghosts." Frustrated and hurt, Sharon reminds Nick that she knows Matt Clark better than anyone. "He always comes back when you least expect it," she says, her voice trembling. "And when he does, he doesn't stop until he destroys everything." Unbeknownst to both of them, Matt is watching through the window, his reflection flickering in the glass like a ghost of the past. His eyes linger on Sharon, a mixture of fascination and fury. Friday, November 14th. The trap is set. The week reaches its chilling climax as Matt's plan begins to unfold. At Noah's art showcase, the atmosphere is lively and full of hope. Mariah and Tessa perform a new song, Allie beams with pride, and Sharon finally relaxes, proud of the man her son has become. Even Nick makes an effort to show up, putting aside his issues with Sally and Adam for the night. But lurking in the shadows, Matt watches every moment. He's dressed sharply, blending into the crowd. When Sharon's eyes sweep the room, she freezes for a split second. She sees him. Their gazes lock. Her heart skips a beat. But then he disappears into the crowd, leaving her questioning if it was real. During Noah's speech, Matt slips backstage, tampering with the gallery's lighting equipment. Suddenly, as the applause fills the room, the lights flicker violently. A flash, then darkness. Panic erupts. Sharon calls out for Noah, her voice trembling. Nick shouts orders, trying to guide people to safety. When the emergency lights finally flicker back on, one of Noah's prized paintings has been slashed, and on the wall behind it, written in red paint, are the chilling words. "The sins of the father will find the son." The crowd gasps. Sharon stumbles backward, her face pale. Nick's eyes dart around, scanning for any sign of the culprit. And from a corner near the exit, Matt watches, satisfied. Aftermath. The fallout begins. As the crowd disperses, the police arrive. Chance takes charge of the investigation, though Sharon's haunted expression tells him she already knows who's behind it. She whispers, "It's him, Chance. Matt Clark. He's back. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel." Nick refuses to believe it at first. "That's impossible, he's dead." But Sharon shakes her head. "No, evil like that never really dies." Meanwhile, Noah tries to make sense of the vandalism. Allie comforts him, but he's shaken. "Someone's targeting us, and I don't even know why." As Chance reviews security footage, a single frame stands out, the shadowy image of a man exiting through the back alley, his face partially hidden, but eerily familiar. Chance freezes the image, his stomach dropping. It's Matt. The Week in Review, Connections and Consequences. The November 10th to 14th episodes of The Young and the Restless will mark a major turning point in the ongoing Newman saga. The re-emergence of Matt Clark threatens to pull old wounds wide open, dragging Sharon back into the darkest chapter of her life and endangering her son in the process. Nick, torn between anger at his brother and guilt over ignoring Sharon's instincts, will have to decide whether to protect his family or continue running from the ghosts of his past. His Eyeful moment at society will come back to haunt him, as Adam and Sally's renewed bond drives a wedge even deeper between the Newman brothers. Meanwhile, Matt's fixation on Noah suggests a sinister pattern, one that mirrors his past manipulation of Sharon and Nick decades ago. This time, though, Matt's tactics are more psychological. He's not coming after them with brute force. He's attacking their sense of safety, their memories, their family bonds. Sharon, remembering the trauma she suffered at Matt's hands, will be pushed to her emotional limits. Old fears resurface, nightmares, guilt, flashes of the past. But unlike before, she's stronger now. She has faced loss, survived heartbreak, and built herself back up. Matt may think he's in control, but Sharon's resilience will be his biggest obstacle. Coming next week, more danger ahead. As the credits roll on Friday, viewers are left with a chilling preview of what's to come. Sharon receives another white rose, this time placed on her car windshield. Noah finds a threatening message slipped under his door. Adam confronts Nick over something shocking, a secret that could destroy Sally's fragile trust. And in a final shot, Matt Clark stands at the edge of Chancellor Park, holding a photo of Sharon and Noah, before tearing it in half. Final thoughts. This week's episodes, November 10th to 14th, of The Young and the Restless are packed with suspense, nostalgia, and emotional depth. The writers are skillfully weaving the past and present together, reminding longtime fans that Genoa City never truly forgets its ghosts. Nick's heartbreak, Sharon's haunting fears, and Matt's chilling return make for a storyline that blends mystery with raw human emotion. And as Matt's obsession deepens, the question isn't whether Sharon and her family can stop him, but how far he'll go before they even realize just how much danger they're in. The past is never really buried on The Young and the Restless. It waits, patient, poisonous, and ready to strike again. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.